Right, hello lads and lasses, welcome back to Boys Down Under. I'm feeling absolutely great, I'm absolutely buzzing still after ending the hoodoo at the Tony Macaroni Stadium. What a time to be a Celtic fan, 8 games to go in the league, we're one step closer and with each win we're just making that extra step up on the ladder. Before we go any further though, please remember to like the video and subscribe to the channel. 2 subscribers off the golden 2,200. I don't know why it's golden, but it certainly is for me. And yeah, maybe because it's... I couldn't tell you guys, but please do consider subscribing. But without further ado, let's get into it. Now today, we're going to go around the news and look at the stories around the news for Celtic today. Nothing too major to talk about, but, little bits and pieces here and there. And the first player, or first thing on the agenda, is Cameron Carter-Vickers, the man on loan from Tottenham, the brick shithouse, the best brick shithouse in the world of football, arguably better than Prime Maldini and Prime Nesta. Now, he is having a season to remember, and many clubs in England are taking notice of this because he has been arguably Celtic's most consistent and best consistent performer this season. As we're all aware, Cameron Carter-Vickers is on loan at Celtic till the end of this season, and we do have the option to buy him at the end. However, a fee has not been agreed upon by both clubs like it was in the Jota deal. However, this hasn't stopped some Premier League clubs and soon-to-be Premier League clubs showing very high interest in him. Leicester City, Wolves, Watford and Bournemouth have all apparently shown interest in Cameron Carter-Vickers, with the latter two reportedly making direct contact with Spurs about a transfer deal. That is all according to American sports outlet SBI. Now, obviously these clubs cannot attempt to sign Cameron Carter-Vickers at all until Celtic have, what's the word I'm looking for, rejected their option to buy, I guess we could say, or given it up. Now, the option to buy by no means guarantees Celtic Cameron Carter-Vickers. We could end negotiations by not being able to agree on a fee between us and Spurs, or the negotiations could end with us not being able to agree personal terms, or Cameron Carter-Vickers just not wanting to return to the club. And I'll be honest, the appeal of Premier League football is usually enough to attract players from Scotland to England. Now, Leicester City and Wolves, they are guaranteed to be in the Premier League. Watford, they pretty much seem like they're going down to the Championship. And then there's also Ryan Christie's Bournemouth, who are pretty much guaranteed to go up to the Premier League. They sit at 1 point off second spot, which is automatic promotion, but they have four games in hand over whoever's in second. I can't remember too well. Anyways, now for someone like Cameron Carter-Vickers, he knows he has the talent. He's been at Spurs since he was a young lad. Things didn't go his way, but at the end goal for a player like him will be to play Premier League football. And you could bet good money that by the end of his career, he will have played in the Premier League on a consistent basis at least once. Being English born, yes, I know he represents America, but he is still English born. He will want to go back to his home country, where I'm sure he has a lot of his family, and he'd want to play in the best league there. Now look, at the end of the day, it is up to him. And I don't think Ange is going to stand in his way if he does want to return back to England. And I'm sure, but the same thing goes for Celtic. I'm sure if he does want to stay, Celtic will happily pay good money for his services. Ange even commented on this, saying that he didn't sign Cameron Carter-Vickers just for this season. He signed him and Jota for that matter as well, for the long term. It just depends whether he wants to fight for a starting centre-back spot at a Premier League club. Something that has gone well for Christopher Ajer recently. He does have a starting role at Brentford. It usually differs between right centre-back and right back, so a 3-back and a 4-back. However, he does also have the option to stay at Celtic for a few more years, really hone in on those skills that makes him so good right now, and then move to the Premier League when he's 27 or 28 and earn Celtic, an incredible transfer fee. Look, whatever he does, at the end of the day, we have him until the end of the season. That's 8 league games, hopefully 3 more cup matches. He's been incredible all season. There is no doubt in my mind that if he continues putting out performances like he does, and Starfelt continues putting out performances like he has been recently, the revival of Carl Starfelt, that's a whole video in its own. The two can certainly win us the domestic treble. We only need 2 more titles for it, because as we all know, we won the League Cup earlier this season. But look, moving on, speaking of the 8 more league games to go and potentially 3 more cup games, things are looking good for Celtic. Like, really, really good. You know, earlier this season, we had such a depleted squad. Injuries galore. And to top it all off, we were playing 3 games a week. And that was for a good 2 months in total. You know, we were absolutely under the pump. And we came out of it pretty damn good considering the odds were against us. You know, and look, I think, look at us, what we've got to go now. We have a pretty much fully fit squad. No Kyogo, no Turnbull yet. We'll get onto that in a bit. But with 8 league games to go, potentially 3 more cup matches, this fixture list could not benefit Celtic more. Prior to the international break, which begins on the 23rd of March, which is 15 days away, Celtic have 2 games prior to that point. I believe it's the 23rd of March. It could be a bit sooner, or it could be a bit later, but still. Celtic have 2 games to go. We have Dundee United in the Cup, which will happen next Tuesday for us in Australia. Yes, Tuesday morning for us in Australia. Then we also have Ross County on that weekend. So we have 8 days until the Dundee United match, and then a 5-day gap or 6-day gap until we play Ross County. So 2 games in 15 days. Then comes the international break, which gives us a whole nother week off. And hopefully by that point, we'll have seen Turnbull and Kyogo return to training. Then from there on, it will be 1 game of football a week, maybe 1 midweek game for the Scottish Cup semi-finals. But it looks good for Celtic. I mean, it literally means that the players can give 150% in every single match, because we will have the whole week to recover from that point on. And, you know, not to mention, we will have a fully fit squad heading into the final weeks of the competition, albeit we stay injury-free from here on. But the odds are in our favour. With that, we're 3 points clear. Literally, if we win every single match from here on in, we win the league. The alternative is we don't win every single match, but Rangers drop the equal amount of points as us. We still win the league. With a squad that is pretty much back to full fitness, that is playing 1 game a week, that is absolutely devastating when we play at our best, and even better than our best. That we might as well just take advantage of this situation, because the odds are in our favour. And you know, when the odds are in your favour, you'd be a fool not to take advantage of it. And by no means is Ange Postecoglou any fool. He knows what's happening, and he knows how to take full advantage of it. Very common. I wonder how many times I've said advantage in this video. Anyways, elsewhere in the news, Neil Lennon, the man who cost us 10 in a row, the man who left Celtic weeks prior to us officially losing the league, so he wasn't at the helm when it happened, and whose performances last season put a deathly shadow over every other thing, every great thing he's accomplished at the club as a manager in his first stint, the early days of his second stint, and as a player. You know, it was a shame to see, and it's from here on in, Neil Lennon will be held in a negative light by the majority of Celtic fans, albeit though he did do great things at the club, and Celtic fans loved him when he was a player and the first stint as a manager and the first couple of weeks as second stint as a manager. But enough about last season, because we've completely moved on from that. The man has a new job, taking over Cyprus outfit Omonia Nicosia. The team play in the Cypriot First Division and are a very mid-table team. Ironically, Omonia's logo is actually a clover, similar to Celtic's, albeit ours is a 4-leafed clover, theirs is only 3. So that really tells you all you need to know about Neil Lennon's new club. But in all seriousness, fair play to Lennon. He's got himself a new contract. Hopefully he can go manage away the demons of last season and focus on the present and focus on the future, which is what Celtic are doing right now. And boy, oh boy. I'll be honest, completely forgotten about last season. Actually, that's a lie. Haven't completely forgotten about it, but it's completely in the back of my mind right now. That's what Lennon needs to do. That's what Celtic have been doing under Ange. It's great. We're all loving it. There isn't a Celtic fan out there who can't be loving it right now. And that is all from me. So remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and you know what? Leave in the comments below whatever content you guys want to see on this channel prior to the Dundee United game, because we have a load while, and I wouldn't be able to do news videos every day because at this point in the season, it's usually slow news days. So leave in the comments below if you want to see anything specifically. But until next time, Hail, hail.